Good morning, everyone, and welcome back again. I'm Miss Sindali, and this is Science Equals Fun. Are you ready to start? Let's go. Today we'll learn about taxonomy. What is meant by taxonomy? Taxonomy is a branch of biology that search for the similarities and differences among living organisms. Think about this. If you have a bunch of pencils and you put them together, can you observe the difference and the similar one easily? No, you can't. But when you organize them into groups, you can easily differ or observe which one is different and which one is similar. So taxonomy is a branch of biology that search for similarities and differences among living organisms and places these similar ones, takes these similar ones and puts them into groups. Why? To either study. Okay, it was put them into groups according to what? According to a certain system. So the main purpose of taxonomy is to ease the study of living organisms. When you organize anything into groups, it will be easier for you to study it. Okay, we have plans for classification of living organisms. We have plans for plants and animals. The characteristic that we will use to differentiate between plant or to classify the plant, we have two characteristics, the shape and way of reproduction, external shape and way of reproduction. And we have other things we're going to use to differentiate between animals, different animals. But at first, shall we start with the plants? Let's go. Classification of plant. According to their shape, the shape of plants, for plants. Okay, the normal plant we know consists of roots, stem, and leaf. But another kind of plant, when you see it, like this one in front of you, you can't observe. Can you observe any root? No, you can't. Can you observe any stem? Also, you can't. Can you observe any leaf? No. We have this kind of plant that when you look at it, you can't observe any leaf, stem, roots, none of them. This kind of plant is called algae, and we have three of them. We have green algae, red algae, and brown one. So again, we have green, red, and brown algae. Okay. And we have the other type of plant. When you see it, you can easily observe the root, stem, and leaf. So we have two types of plant according to their shape. The first one that doesn't have any root, stem, or leaf, and it's called algae. We have green, red, and brown algae. And the other type of plants which have root, stem, and leaf, which is called the normal plant. Examples for it like corn, wheat, and palm tree. This plant can be distinguished into root, stem, and leaves. Now let's move to the next way, which is way of reproduction. Plants reproduce, the first kind of plant we have is the plants that reproduce by forming spores. Okay, like Fougere and Adiantum. As you can see, these dots here are the spores. The plants that reproduce by forming spores is called fern. So any plant that reproduce by forming spores is called fern. Okay, the spores. The spores are these little things that exist on the leaf of the plant. Okay, as in human, the reproduction, we need the reproduction so that we can get new individuals, and for the plant as well, so it can get new individuals. Okay, how does this happen? We have these spores on the plant. When the wind make them move to another land, they will land on a soil, and then it will grow up into a plant, a complete plant. So here, the main reason for the reproduction is forming or getting new individuals. Because each spore of these spores will make a whole complete new plant. Okay, so we have two examples for plants that reproduce by spores, or we have two examples for fern. So plants that reproduce by forming spores is called fern. Fern are plants that reproduce by forming spores. We have two examples for fern, Fougere and Adiantum. Let's move to the next way. Plants that reproduce by forming seeds. So we have talked about the plants that reproduce by forming spores. Now let's talk about the plants that reproduce by forming seeds. Okay, seeds. Like what? We have two types. Gymnosperm. Okay, actually the M must be here. Okay, gymnosperm and angiosperm. Gymnosperm, they are plants that reproduce by forming seeds. Okay, what's the difference between gymnosperm and angiosperm? Gymnosperm and angiosperm, all of them are plants that reproduce by forming seeds. Okay, what is the difference between both? Gymnosperm, the seeds of a gymnosperm exist within a cone. Do you know the cone? Like this one. This one is a cone. The gymnosperm is a plant that reproduces by forming cones. Okay, like what? Like pine tree and cycas. While angiosperm is a plant that reproduces by forming seeds. So what is the difference between it and the gymnosperm? The seeds of a gymnosperm exist within a cone. Cone. Whereas the angiosperm, it's a flowering as well. It's a flowering plant that its seeds exist within a precorb. Okay. So the difference between gymnosperm, its seeds exist within a cone or cones. And angiosperm, its seeds exist within precorb. Gymnosperm inside cones. Gymnosperm, cones. Angiosperm exists within a precorb. Okay? And gymnosperm is not a flowering plant, non-flowering. It doesn't form flowers. While angiosperm is a flowering plant, it forms flower. So gymnosperm is not a flowering plant. Angiosperm is a flowering plant. Okay. And inside the gymnosperm, we have two types. The first one, which is monocotyledon. They are plants that reproduce by forming seeds, and they are example for or a kind of angiosperm. Okay, but what is the difference between monocotyledon and dicotyledon? Monocotyledon, their seed exists as a singular seed. Like the wheat, it exists as a single seed. This doesn't mean that the whole plant has a only seed. No, the seed exists as itself, only seed. While the dicotyledon exists as two seeds attached to each other, like the bean. Imagine the bean. You will see that it has two seeds like this. It has two attached seeds. So we say mono mean one. Di mean two. Monocotyledon mean the seed exists as a single seed. While dicotyledon means that the seed is attached to another one. Dicotyledon, like the bean. So again, I will repeat all the names again. Gymnosperm. Gymnosperm is a kind of plant that reproduce by forming seeds. These seeds exist within cones. Example for a gymnosperm, like pine tree and cycas. And example for, and we have the other type of plants that reproduce by forming seed, like angiosperm. Examples for angiosperm, like monocotyledon and dicotyledon. Monocotyledon, like wheat. Dicotyledon, like bean. So again, gymnosperm, pine plant, cycas plant, angiosperm, monocotyledon, dicotyledon. Now let's move to classification of animals. Now let's move to the classification of animals. Okay. We have classified animals, or scientists have classified. I don't know what I'm saying. Because I didn't classify animals. The scientists classified animals according to the nature of body supporting. Okay, we have animals that have soft bodies, like what? Like earthworm or octopus or jellyfish. All of these animals, they have soft bodies. Their body don't have a support. Their body don't have support. Like what? Earthworm, octopus, and jellyfish. Okay, they have soft bodies. I think it's easy. Okay, so again, earthworm, octopus, jellyfish. Soft bodies, earthworm, octopus, and jellyfish. Their body don't have support. Okay, and we have animals with supported bodies. Like what? Like we have animals with external support. Like what? Like mussels and snails. They have external support. And we have animals with internal support. Like what? Like cow, fish, bird. All of these animals have internal support. So we have animals with external support and animals with internal support. And scientists have classified arthropods according to the number of legs. At first, we have insects. Insects. All of these insects or creatures that I'm gonna talk about in this slide are insects. Okay, what's the different? What's the main special thing about the insects? They have 3 pairs of jointed legs. 3 pairs. So they have 3 pairs of jointed legs. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They have 3 pairs of jointed legs. And here we have in the ant, it has also 3 pairs of jointed legs. Arthropods are invertebrate animals that have jointed legs. So, arthropods are invertebrate animals that have jointed legs. Okay. And invertebrate, this means they don't have vertebral column. Okay. So arthropods are invertebrate animals that have jointed legs. How many legs in insects? 3 pairs of jointed legs. 3 pairs. Don't say 3 legs. They have 6 legs. You can say 6 legs or 3 pairs. So the first type, according to number of legs, insects like ant and cockroach. So the next type. Okay. The second type of animals or arthropods, according to the number of legs, we have arachnids. Arachnids. Repeat after me. The first one, insects. 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 Arachnids. 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 Arachnids, what's the main special thing about the arachnids? They have 4 pairs of jointed legs. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this means arachnids have 4 pairs of jointed legs. Let's count the spider. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has 4 pairs of jointed legs. And again, don't say 4 legs. Only say 4 pairs of jointed legs or 8 legs. Don't say 4 legs. 4 pairs. Examples for arachnids, I'm repeating it again so you can easily say it. Arachnids. Arachnids like scorpion and spiders. Scorpion and spiders. Let's move to the third type. So we've talked about insects and arachnids. Insects have 3 pairs of jointed legs. Arachnids have 4 pairs of jointed legs. The last one, the last type of arthropods according to the number of legs. Myriapods. Okay, myriapods are arthropods that have more than four pairs, like Scolopendra and Julius. Okay, so we have insects, arachnids, and myriapods. Myriapods like Scolopendra and Julius. So in this video, we have talked about how to differentiate between plants and how did the scientists classify plants according to the shape and way of reproduction. And we've talked about animals and about the external support, internal support, and animals with no support, and the classification of arthropods according to the number of legs. We have said that we have insects, arachnids, and myriapods. Okay, I hope this video helped you to understand the lesson clearly. And if you have any inquiries, just come there and tell me. And love you. See you next time. Bye.